Shahid, how are you?
Hey, Devon.
How's it
I'm
going?
very well. Thank you very
Okay.
much for asking.
Well, welcome. First of all, I want to say I appreciate you joining the show. And as I said in the beginning, this is going to be kind of like a success Monday because I got several people that I've asked over time, as you have your success, come to the show and tell us a little bit about your journey, right? What got you, what brought you to Scrum, what kind of impact has it had on you, and then what your journey was like. So I'll let you, Shahid, introduce yourself and understand. I will throw a couple questions in here and there, but one of the reasons, and I'm telling the entire audience here, the main reason why I want to do this is because I run into so many people, Shahid, that don't believe they can do it. Does that make sense? Like I run into a ton of people who don't believe they can become a CSP, a CST, a CTC, a CEC, or do any of these things, let alone get that certification and get a job with that certification. So tell us your story, and I'll ask some questions along the way.
Okay, sounds good. So I think I took your class early January, and prior to that,
Now,
and
Shahid,
mine was a
you was a part of the actual um, hardship class.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Now, I just mentioned the hardship class to everyone else. And so this is really important because we literally had in the hardship class over 100 people between those two classes. So
Right.
I know you was in a CSM, CSPO. Which one was you in?
CSM.
In the CSM, we had 50 plus people. And I
Yes.
had to take like 15 and move them to another class. So, and then we can make room in that class and not make it so big. But continue the story. This is good. This is exciting me, right? Because I like to see people take it and take advantage of it. So I'll let you talk.
Yes. So, as soon as I decided to do the CSM, I went onto the web and started looking at, instructors and available classes and so on and so forth. And everybody had, some pros and cons. And, then I stumbled upon your listing. And what really struck out to me was the fact that you you were offering the hardship, option.
Mm-hmm.
And that really hit me that okay, this guy is just not a teacher, a instructor, but he's also connecting with people on a human level.
Yeah.
And that was very encouraging for me. That really made me uh, you know even though it was difficult even at that time, even
Mm-hmm.
with that amount, but it made me feel that I really need to take advantage of this opportunity and experience what Diwan is how Diwan is going to talk about agile and scrum. So so that's how I got into your class. And then lo and behold, the 2 days were fantastic experience. Um, Learned the names of many things that I was doing already in my jobs,
Okay. Okay.
such as the product backlog. We just never call
Yeah.
it product backlog. We
Mm.
just called it like bunch of requirements.
Mm.
We had Scrum sessions,
Uh-huh.
but we just call them status meetings. So a lot of times, we were using a lot of agile methodology terminal. I mean, in its spirit, we were using the Scrum ideas, but
Mm-hmm.
we were just not using the methodology and the acronyms and the names.
Okay.
Um, so right after your class, I went out to LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
updated my profile,
Okay.
updated my resume, and so on and so forth. And you know, the PMP certification, the CSM certification, the Agile Practitioner ITIL. So
Mm-hmm.
all those kind of added or gave my profile the I wouldn't say legitimacy, but also um, experience because now I
Okay.
could talk in that language
Okay.
because I already had 10 plus years of project management experience
Okay.
to back it up with. And then it was just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
Went through a round of interviews with different companies, and March 1st
Okay.
started a new position.
Wow. So here's a question for you. Now you're on the job and you actually see Scrum. You see Scrum
Right.
in that environment. And while we're in class, we're actually learning Scrum by doing Scrum. Okay, so you
Mhm.
remember how we went through that process. My question for you is, how much did it help you by learning Scrum in the class, and how does that look in the real world?
Um, I would say that it looks very much the same, except for different companies and different environments do things differently.
Yeah,
So the older the company is, the longer the people have been in there,
yeah,
they
yeah,
will
yeah,
add, some,
yeah,
if it's just, you're eating plain vanilla as a scrum, they will add some strawberries in it, some
yeah. They
chocolate chips
yeah,
in it,
yeah, yeah,
they'll try to mix it up.
yeah.
And it, in my experience, that has, I wouldn't say that has hurt, but that has
Okay,
helped
okay.
because it allows people to then, make a distinction that what is the real Scrum, what hybrid things that we do, you know.
Okay.
So you're right. I mean, I saw it very vividly that we in this current position we do have a 15-minute stand up
Yeah, yeah,
call
yeah.
every day, and in that one we do talk about our constraints, we do talk about our impediments, we do talk about helping others out at the same
Yeah.
time. So those 15-minute sessions are really, really powerful and productive. And then we have a Kanban board as well,
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna
for
have
our
that. You're gonna have some board to show
for our
everything.
defect management.
So
Absolutely.
so that
Yeah.
means you're not doing so that means you're not doing perfect Scrum. You're actually doing Scrum butt. You know how we talk about in
You
the
can say that.
class? Is Scrum butt is not exactly 100% exactly what they say that's in the book, but you're able to apply what you've learned on the ground from what you learned in class, right?
Absolutely. Yes. hmm
And
In
that's the
fact,
key.
that is the key. I just had another, I was part of another meeting, and in that
Uh-huh.
meeting, they were actually talking about using Scrum in its more pure form or shape
Mm.
rather than adding things to it. So there is a desire.
Okay.
There are champions. There
Yeah.
are ambassadors of
Yeah.
Scrum in this
Okay.
team, and I think in the next 6 months, 9 months, I think we will start moving more towards the true spirit of how to do scrums and shorter sprints, a lot of time on retrospective to fine tune what we didn't do right in the last
Okay.
sprint. Mhm.
So let me ask you another question. Assuming that I'm the best trainer on the planet, let's not talk about that at all. But let's just assume I'm the best trainer on the planet, right?